Welcome to installment 11 of how to create your own Power App. This should be the last installment of this series, so I greatly appreciate you sticking with me if you've made it this far. So far, we've created what I'm calling a customer order app. In our last video, we showed you how to make it a little more presentable, add a little bit of color so it doesn't look so basic. Um, so let's just get started. Right now, if I click this drop down, it has nothing in it. So we need to call in the data, which then populates the gallery, or I'm sorry, the drop down. And then we will start from the top. So say it's Monday morning and my job is to make sure we have enough inventory to cover all of our orders from last week. So all of our customers have to get their order in by, let's say, 5 p.m. on Friday. So I come in early in the morning, Monday morning, and I just start clicking on the items that were ordered, and it populates everybody who ordered that item, how many they ordered. So let's go ahead and add that to order. So you see it removes the data, it adds the totals down here to this gallery, but it also removed tool from our list of items ordered. So let's move on to our next instrument. We can add to order, and you see the total here, 2915, add to order. It's capturing the same data over here while removing it from our data set. Let's go to the next item. We got device. Let's add device to order. Let's add gadget to order. And let's add widget to order. So there we go. Now we know we need 1,338 tools at this cost to the customer, and this is our total products that we need to order for this week. So say it's on a week-to-week basis, the customer places their order last week and they expect to get them filled by the end of this week. So we know we need this many tools by the end of this week. So I order them today, say I get them Wednesday, say we deliver them to the customer by Friday. So the big question is, we got this far. If I hit this button here, it clears all the data out, and then we'd have to start all over again. So how can we get this data to an email so I can then use that email to start my customer order process? So as we know, if you've stuck with me this long, we need to add a button. You can also add icons and even shapes will let you click on them so to do functions. So you don't always have to use a button. You can use, there's a lot of different icons in here. I could use an airplane icon to airplane shoot a mail to our inbox, you know. But for this video, we're just going to use a button. Sorry. Okay, so this one's going to be, um, let's say send orders. All right, so we need to make sure that we are connected with the Outlook connector, and I believe we are in our data set. So if you're not already, you need the Office 360 Outlook connector to do this. So you would go to add data and just search, you know, Office, and then you would have it right down here, and you would just click that. That adds it to your list here, and you're good to go. You're good to go because you're going to need that for this part. The on select button of this, we now need this to shoot an email of this data to our email. So, so we can not necessarily stay in a Power App working. We can review these in an email. Say my job is just to get somebody else the data on what to order. Say I'm an assistant buyer, and now I send the buyer the items that they need to order. So, anyways, we'll need an email to do that. So, on the on select property of this send orders button, we have to start with the Office connector. So Office, and as you can see, it already gives you quite a few. You want the Office send email V2, which you would think, I guess they're in alphabetical order. So I use the V2. We need our parentheses. And then what it's going to ask, it's kind of giving you some IntelliSense here. It's saying, who do you want to send that to? So we need an email address. And of course, the email address has to be in text. And after your email address, and you can add multiple email addresses. You can create a whole distro list where you can concat all the email addresses. So you can do a lot of things with who you're sending it to. But now it needs the subjects. So we'll say items ordered, items ordered from last week. Nothing too fancy. Okay, so now we need the body of the email. This is where it gets fun. We need to know how to create basically a HTML table that we can send to email. Um, the easiest way to do that is to simply go to, say, Google and say create HTML table. W3 Schools is a great place. You can see it jumps you right in, but see this is the final table, what the table would look like. So if you hit the try it yourself button, it gives you the code behind the button. So this is what we need here. And we are going to start HTML. We need to start with the header, not from the table. Essentially, this header here. But this is a good way for you to start playing with it. So, because this is what I'm showing you, this is what we're going to use. And we're just going to chop this up a bit. Okay, back to the Power App. Okay, let's paste all of that in here. It's not going to understand what we're talking about. So first of all, you don't need this doc type HTML. You don't need to let it know it's HTML. You need the header, but all these, it has to be wrapped in quotes. So after the comma for the subject line, you need a double quotation mark. And then this should really be header. Oh wait, no, that was right. We need, we don't need that. We just need the style. All right, style. And then we go down here, and then let me make this a little bigger so you can see. All right, so it's basically saying that this is the HTML coding. This is what it wants the background color to be. This is what it wants the TD and TH, which is the table, essentially the background of the table, columns and the rows, and this is the table itself. So the width set here is 100%. We only have 4 columns, so we're going to change that, if you can see, to 50%. Because that, when we get the email, if that was 100%, it's going to make our table the 100% of the width of the email. But we only have 4 columns, so that's going to look very spaced out. So we'll do 50%, which is probably still going to look pretty spaced out, but just to show you as this example. So we go down to, this is where these H2, that's a header 2. It could be H1. It basically, it makes the text bold and larger. So H1 would be the largest, and you can go, to H4, H5, H6. So it'll still be bold text, but it'll just, the font size will shrink. So we will do customer orders. And now we need our table. So you see how it's got it's got some sets of data in it already. So what we need to do is only use one of these essentially. It's got the company, contact, and country, and then it's got we're inputting the information manually row after row. So these are the headers up here, the company, contact, and country, and then these would be the names and the countries. This is the header data, and all of these are the row data entered in manually. But because we have a collection, we don't need to do it like this. We do need the headers up here. What I'm first going to do is just, because we have 4, I'm going to copy one of these and I'm going to paste it in. So we have total total orders. This is going to be we'll say, yeah, total customers. Total customers first, and then we had the item ordered. Item ordered. Then we had the quantity ordered. And last but not least, we had the total cost. All right, so we have our 4 column names. Now, how do we get this whole final order into here? I don't need to copy that. So we have our layout of how we want this to look. This is a very basic layout. It's it's not even going to look like this probably. It's just going to be all white. But I will show you a more, a better looking one. You can add color. You can do a lot of stuff within the HTML coding. All right, so we got our customer orders. And after this, see how this starts the table and then this ends the table. Anytime you get that forward slash, that's ending what you started up here. So then we're starting again with the TD. So you got the TH for the column headers and the TD for the column rows. So what we're going to do actually is manually type in all of this stuff. We'll say all the way till that last table. And okay, so we got our TR. What do we need now? Where am I? Okay. So we need to concat our other values. And what concat means is basically it's letting you know that there's multiple rows that need to be formatted under each other. There's different rows and not just one row. So that tr and concat. And we're going to use our collection col final order. We're going to concat that. And then I'll go, whoop. See, that's where I hate the IntelliSense. I'll go down a line so we can see what we're doing here. All right, so now we ended those quotes, so we need to start the quotes. Anytime you have to use an and then a function, you need to break the quotes from the HTML and then use an and then the function, and then we're going to keep on going here with the HTML. So we need a tr and a td. Whoop. In quotes, and then we use and I'm just going to get rid of this for now. There we go. See, I got rid of that because it should have popped up, you know, what we need, which is our item needed. Customers is the first column. So you have to stay in order. So you have to do this part in order. So and we have to close that out and we're doing again the quotes and then the and customers because we're pulling from a collection outside of the HTML coding. The HTML coding doesn't know what your collection within a Power App is. That has nothing to do with HTML coding. It just whole nother code. It doesn't understand. So we have to use the and separators and then go back to the quotes, but this time we got to close out that first TD and then make another one. Another one. All right. So now that we have that typed out, we can copy and paste that. So again, we have to use the ampersand, and now we want the items ordered, right? The item needed. Yes, just making sure. Okay, item needed, ampersand. And now let's just copy and paste this one. Let's make it easier on ourselves. and then we do the ampersand. And this time we need the total cost. And our handy dandy should still have copied and paste. Total cost, and last but not least should be total. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, total cost goes here at the end, and it wasn't picking up anything because I forgot my ampersand. So we do total cost there. This was total items. Oh, quantity needed. There we go. All right. So we're going to need to close this one out as well because we need to go back to our HTML code to finish that out. And in order to do so, we have to first close this one out. Because you started it here, you're basically starting it and closing here. And then you start a new one, close it, start a new one, close it. So at the last one, because we're done with the table itself, so you close out your row here, but then you also have to close out the table itself. Like so. And then we can use one of those bad boys. Oh, what did I do there? That was not right. Oh, supposed to be one of those bad boys. Oh, you see what I did? I didn't start the double quotes back. It does not like that. But as you can see, so far we don't have any squiggly lines under anything. We have this squiggly line down here, which means it wants more from us. It always wants more. Always wants more. Okay, so this should get us to where we want to go. I think we can do this. And table, we gotta close the entire table out. Whoops. And table. And div. Okay. So that should get us what we need there. Wait, what happened? It did not like it. And why didn't I like it? Because these aren't in quotation marks. Awesome. So now we do a final, and look, there's no more squiggly. So we can fire ourselves off an email now. How this email is going to look, I can't tell you exactly, but we should get an email. And let's, oops, you need the semicolon, not a colon, to do a divider. We can notify ourselves too. Notify, and then you just type a text in quotation marks, notify orders sent to email. And within the notify, if you do a comma, you can do a notification type. So this would be success. We want that notification type on success. You saw there were others too, so you can get notifications for, failures and other things of that nature. So we are going to save this. And play it. And we should now receive an email. See, we get this notification, order sent to email. It goes away after about 5 seconds, or you can click that little X that pops up. And let me check my email. Boop. This is what we get. So as you can see, we have now a nice formatted email of customer orders that I can forward onto a distro list, or this could have been forwarded to a distro list where you would have been done. So instead of manually going through customer orders or looking in a system, you can actually create your own Power App to process customer orders 100%. So that's the interesting thing about Power Apps, and what a lot of people don't understand is that you don't necessarily need to hire big box companies anymore. You're already probably using Microsoft. If you're using Outlook for your email, you have a Microsoft account. You probably already have a free basic Power Apps account that you can do a lot of the stuff that I've shown you in these videos. So stay tuned, because I'm going to show you how to send these orders via Power Automate. We're going to start getting Power Automate involved. So my tutorials following this set are going to be on Power Automate and how we can really process quite a few customer orders almost automatically. So we could potentially do this whole process automatically, where you come in the morning and you just have your email already ready to go. So stay tuned for more. I greatly appreciate you watching, and thank you.